What's up? This is Trey T, and in this video, I want to discuss what happened to society. And more importantly, deeper than that, I want to discuss what happened with my generation. That's what I really want to get to the heart of. The people in my generation, what happened with us as parents and how we raised our kids to the point to where our kids became what they are now in society. That's the main focus of this video. And when I speak about my generation, I'm talking about the millennials. Yes, I'm a millennial. Millennials are for some reason the dates vary sometimes, because I've seen before where it went from like 1979 to like 1994, 1980 to 95, 94, 95. So it's usually around there, like 1980, 1981 through like 94, 95. Those people would be classified as millennials. So that's what I am. So that's what I'm talking about in this video. The millennial generation, the kids that we have, that we're raising, that we've taught. Those are the kids that I'm talking about. So those kids could have been born between like 1997. So usually now those kids are born between like 1997 and like 2000. I'm not gonna say 2021 because those are babies, so I'm not gonna include them. I'm gonna say from 1997 to like 2019. I'll go 19. I'll give the 3-year-olds a break, so I'm not gonna include 2020. From 1997 to like 2019. Those are the kids that I want to talk about in this video. I want to start off by saying this. Me, myself, I am not a parent. I don't have any kids. I have several nieces and nephews, several cousins, stuff like that. I don't have any kids personally, but I've worked in the education system in the past. So even though I don't have my own kids, I've dealt with kids in the past for like 10 years working in the education system. So trust me, I've seen it all. So when I say, mainly this video is about parents in my generation. A lot of parents, we have failed, and I say we because being that I was in the education system, I've seen it all, so I'm going to include myself also. We have felt a lot of our kids in this generation, the generation that is going on right now, because the things that I have seen at that school in the past, I'm just looking at the other teachers. We just boggle, like we've never seen some of this stuff before. How these kids act, and like it's mind boggling. So that's why, like, I've had this conversation with several teachers in the past, and like we didn't grow up there. Yeah, when we were growing up, you had kids that had issues and stuff that didn't want to do their work and got in trouble and stuff. But it was nothing compared to today. Like the children of today, oh my God, that like. But yeah, I'm gonna just go through this quick list of things I'm talking about, and then later on in this video, I'm actually gonna show several videos of students acting up in class. So first on my list about the kids for today, they lack empathy. It's like they don't feel anything. Like I used to be in class, like when we were growing up, well, at least for me, we used to joke with each other and make fun of each other. Oh, your mama this, your mama that, or you so stupid, you look like. But it was all in good fun. But some of the stuff that these kids say nowadays, they think it's in good fun, but the stuff that they're saying is actually like way, like they're like, they could be talking about someone's parent, and the kid can tell them, oh, well, my mom died, or my dad died, or my grandma died, or whatever. And the other kids will, they'll start laughing. Yeah, that's why she's dead now. I bet you wish you had, they don't care. Like, they do not care. Or someone's racial background or religion. They'll make fun of all of that type of, they don't, like, these kids nowadays, they don't have a filter. They don't care. Like, nothing, like, nothing bothers them for some reason. It's like, okay, so well, if you don't do this, you okay. Like, they just don't care about anything. And that leads me to my next point. They have a lack of motivation. They don't, like, you don't even want to know how many times I've been in a classroom and I've given assignments. Like I say, when I was growing up, yeah, we had kids that didn't do work, but it was only like 2 or 3 kids out of that whole class. Like, I had kids in the past where if you total up like all the periods, it's like 30 or 40 kids that don't do any work. They just want to skip, like, they want to skip class all day. Like, you see them walking in the hallways and stuff when they should be in class. You don't even want to know how many times I would be at the school and I would go to the restroom and I walk, especially like for the boys, I would walk in the boys' restroom just to go use the restroom real quick. And it'll be like 25, 30 kids in there just chilling. And the crazy thing is, some of them would be in that restroom eating and drinking in there. I'm like, that is disgusting. Like, what is wrong with y'all? First off, a lot of them be in there, they be vaping or smoking, vaping, whatever. Like, first off, that's stupid, because you never know who can walk in this restroom at any moment. The police could walk in here, the vice principal could walk in here, the principal could walk in here, the superintendent could be at the school, and they just decide to look in the restrooms, and they walk in here, they may see 25, 30 kids. Like that, like they literally be, like in the past, I had to go around looking for restrooms. Like when I first started, like early on, sometimes I had to go around looking for open restrooms because they had so many of the restrooms locked because the students were smoking in the restroom. Like, but when I saw them eating and drinking, and I was just disgusted at that. This is basically a continuation. They're lazy. Again, they don't care. And as parents, I've had to call parents when their kids fail, and some of the parents did not care. Like, they would just start laughing. One lady told me, "Oh, that's the class that he said he don't like." Really? That's your response to me telling you your son is failing? Oh, that's the class he don't like. And some like, again, this is not all parents. This is some parents, because I called one lady, and it got to the point to where the lady was actually asking me, what should she do? Like, she's basically asking me, how should she parent her child? Because she said, if I try to, because I told her that her daughter was failing and she was skipping my class. And the lady was like, what should I do? I've talked to the principal about it. Like, what do you have any suggestions? What should I do? Because if I come up to the school and try to talk to her at the school, all she would try to do was embarrass me in front of everybody. Like, I try to talk to her at home and she just ignores me, or she tries to get physical with me. So I'm like, well, you may have to just call the police on her or cut ties with her, send her somewhere else. Like, I like, you sound like you want to do your best, but if she trying to physically harm you, you may have to wash your hands of her and let someone else take care of her if she can respect you enough. But yeah, this lady was almost crying on the phone asking me, like, what should she do? Because, like, these kids are so lazy nowadays. They don't want to do anything. And a lot of, again, the parents, next point, a lot of them are spoiled because they're given everything. Like, when you give someone something and they never learn to have to do for themselves, they never go learn. Like, you never, like, I had to tell people that why would you keep giving him stuff? Now, when he get older, he not gonna be able to know how to get stuff because you've given him everything. Like, they don't care about the consequences of their act. There is no consequence because, like, a lot of us as parents and guardians or whatever, they don't take anything away from, like, they take it away for a little bit, they give it right back. Like, these kids, it be student athletes trying to play sports and not doing work in class. Well, you know, if you don't do your work in class, you're not going to be able to get out there and play sports. But again, they don't care. They do not care if they don't. Well, I don't care. I'll play next year. Like, the same thing is still going to happen next year when you try to play. If you don't pass your classes, you're not going to be out there on the football field, basketball court, volleyball court, like any of that, softball, baseball, soccer. If you don't pass, you can't play. But they don't care. Like, these kids just don't care. And the parents, again, I've made these phone calls, and a lot of the parents, they didn't even know that their kid was failing. Why aren't you? One lady got mad at me because her daughter had been skipping my class and I failed her. Now granted, this girl was almost a straight A student, or at least mostly A's and like maybe 1 or 2 B's. So I guess maybe that's why the guardian wasn't looking at her grades like that. But nowadays, you have access to technology that we didn't have growing up. We had to bring home a physical progress report or report card. Nowadays, you can look up your kid's grades on the computer. Why weren't you doing that? Why weren't you looking at the system and it showed that she had been skipping my class almost every day? Now, when I tell you she failed, you want to get mad at me too. Well, how come you didn't tell me she was failing? Or how come you didn't tell me she was skipping? Well, why weren't you checking on her grades? Like, even if my kid was a straight A student, I would still, okay, I want to make sure you still got your A's. Why are you not checking? And it tell you the attendance and all that too. Like, I would be like, I heard the girl outside the classroom several times talking about, oh yeah, I'm about to skip. And I'll walk right out the door. I'll be like, nah, go ahead, get in here and sit down. I've heard her in class talking about skipping other teachers' classes. But the parent want to get mad at me because you not doing your job as a parent, checking up on your kid. But that's what you want to get mad at. See, that's why I say the parents, like, we are failing our kids, because it's some parents that want to get madder at the teacher than the actual student, because the student not doing their work. And the last point is they're too technology driven. These kids, they don't know, they don't know how to tell time unless it's digital. Like, some of these kids don't know how to tell time unless it's digital. Like, you give them one of those rotary phones and tell them to make a call. A lot of them probably can't make a call with that old rotary phone, you know, when you put your fingers in there and you got to dial by, like, turning it to the right and then to the left and back and forth like that. A lot of these kids wouldn't know how to do that. You start giving them Kindles and iPads and stuff when they're 1 year old. They don't, like, okay, look it up in a dictionary. Oh, they don't know how to use a dictionary. They want to search it up on their phone. What's the time? Oh, I'm going to just look on my phone. Calculator, I'm going to use my phone. Like, oh my God, don't get me started on that. You don't want to know how many times I have been in that classroom and kids, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, don't know how to do basic math, basic multiplication. I'm asking, okay, we doing a problem and you basically trying to find X. 2 times X equals 8. And I gotta ask them, okay, what times 2 equals 8? I gotta say it like that, because if I ask them 8 divided by 2 is what, they look at me like I'm crazy. Now, these are sophomore, juniors, freshmen, and they don't know how to divide. They don't know how to multiply. Some of them don't know how to add. it was one guy. I told him, I said, well, just count it on your fingers. And he didn't even know how to do it on his fingers. Like that's where we have gotten in society. And then one of the craziest things though, so many kids nowadays are labeled as learning disabled. But when they talking in regular conversation and all that, it don't seem like anything wrong with it. But then when it's time to do work, all of a sudden, all of them are learning disabled. You look in the system, like when I was growing up, you knew the kids who got like modified tests and stuff, but it was only like maybe 1 or 2 kids in the classroom that got modified tests. Nowadays, you have 8, 9, 10 kids in one single class get modified tests. Or you got to read the question out loud to them. They only get 1 or 2. They only get 2 answer choices instead of 4. Like, but when they having their regular conversations and stuff, ain't nothing wrong with them then. But when you asking them math problems and stuff, oh, they don't know how to read and stuff then. Like, that's why I say we are failing as parents. But yeah, so those are the reasons that I feel like we're failing as parents. So before this video ends, I'm actually going to show you several videos of kids acting up in school. Like, again, we had problems like that growing up, but it's not like you got kids now fighting teachers and knocking teachers' phones out their hand, pulling their hair, kicking them, throwing trash at them, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to show in these next couple of videos. Yes, in this first video, the teacher has something to say to the young man.
You do not come up to me, Dr. Shu. Get my goddamn face.
You go there.
All right.
Sit down. Okay?
You go sit down.
What did you? Why you told me?
You go sit down. All right.
You
come up to me like that. Who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah, twitch your little fucking face. Turn around and raise your fist like that, Dr. Shu. Do it again. I'm not fucking playing. All right.
Okay,
come up to me and do that to me. I'll do it to you, bitch. All right.
Go sit down.
Shut your fucking mouth. Fucking tell me who the fuck you think you are. The fuck, nigga? Fucking bitch. The fuck, nigga?
In this next video, we have another young man getting into it with a teacher, throwing a temper tantrum, throwing things, breaking things, throwing chairs, just throwing trash, all that stuff. The thing I liked about this video, unlike the other video, in this video, you actually have another student that intervenes and escorts the boy out of class by picking him up and taking him out of the classroom. Unlike the other video where all the students just sat there and laughed. That won't be the only video where the students don't do anything. They just sit there and laugh. But I'm glad in this video, someone intervened and got the boy out of there and put him in the hallway.
Hey! Oh, shit! Oh! He drunk! What's the matter here? Oh, shit! Yo! Oh, watch out, boy! Oh, he drunk. Oh yeah. Yeah.
This next video just happened recently where I guess the girl and the teacher got into an argument and the girl slapped the phone out the teacher's hand, and then the teacher was trying to tell her to leave the classroom, and the girl slammed the door. I don't know if she slammed the door in the teacher's leg or what, but she started swinging. The teacher ended up with her leg broken, so that's why I don't know is when the teacher turned her back and was walking out the door, the girl slammed the door. I don't know if she slammed it on her leg, and that's how the teacher broke her leg. But in this video, the teacher ended up breaking her leg. after she got into the altercation with the young lady.
Hallway after an argument between the student and teacher seen here escalates as that student appears to slam the classroom door on the teacher and then begins to throw punches.
There is no excuse for the violence.
This next video involves a young man and a teacher. Now, I don't know if this was the actual teacher or a substitute teacher. From the looks of it, it looks like it may have been a substitute teacher. But in this video, the young man is clearly out of line and all his classmates just sitting there laughing and recording. He actually physically takes the teacher is going to the phone to, I guess, call for help, and he walks up behind her and snatches her wig off her head and runs out the classroom with it, and make like she's chasing after him trying to get it back, and he's like teasing her, and then he runs out the classroom while everyone just sits there and laughs. In this last video, I feel like it's a little different. The little girl did throw a temper tantrum, but something about this video, like, that little girl didn't just go off for no reason. I feel like it's something else behind her blowing up like that. It may be some things going on at home. This is not like the other videos. This, like, the anger and rage that this little girl does in this last video, it makes it seem like something is going on with her at home, to where something, it just boiled over and she just snapped. This is not like the other videos that I showed. Those other videos are just straight disrespectful. This one, it seems like something is wrong and the little girl is like crying out for help somehow.
Y'all get up and move. Get out the class. Everybody get out the class. Everybody get out the class. Hey, y'all come out. Yeah. Y'all go out. Dr. Simon is right there in Miss Wilson's class doing the observation. You want to grab her? You want to grab her? I'm She tried to get all her kids out the room. She started throwing stuff everywhere.
Again.
I just heard the commotion in Charlotte.
To sum things up, at the end of the day, we all, as parents or guardians or neighbors, we have to do better for our children's sake. If you see something, see somebody doing something wrong, say something. If you see something, say something. That, like, you used to be able to say the kids are our future, but I don't see the future coming from these kids that's going around now, because they don't care about anything. So it is our job as parents, guardians, educators, neighbors, anybody, to help teach these kids right from wrong. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment. More videos coming soon. Trey T out. Peace.